Hello, I'm Corinne Power with the Algonquin Area Public Library District. Today marks the first day of Black History Month, with its origins in 1915 when Dr. Carter G. Woodson and other alums from the University of Chicago traveled to Washington, D.C. with the sponsorship of the state of Illinois to ask for a national observance and celebration of African American life. It started out as 1 week and became a month-long celebration in 1976. Our library is honoring Black History Month in many ways. Please visit the library, our website, and social media to find out how. In order to start this celebration, I've chosen some excellent examples from the more recent publications of children's picture books. They feature Black authors, Black illustrators, and stories that speak to the African American experience. I hope you enjoy. The first book I'd like to share with you today is by an author you may recognize, Kwame Alexander. This is an American story, and the art is by Dare Coulter, who is a muralist and sculptor known for depicting Black joy with her people and especially families. An American Story. An American Story by Kwame Alexander, art by Dare Coulter. How do you tell a story that starts in Africa and ends in horror? An unbelievable story about evil plans and big guns hiding in the night, waiting. While the girls and the boys finished chores, playing games, listened to old tales of trickster spiders and talking drums. Waiting. For the woman to sing everyone to sleep, for the men to dream of tomorrow. Waiting. To steal them away from their lives and sell them in America. But you can't sell people. How do you tell a story about slavery? About sly men from cold places scheming and laughing on tall ships, while people shackled below, crammed in small, hot spaces, cry and sometimes die. A story of struggle and sacrifice about bold men and women jumping into the sea, into the jaws of sharks, because they were scared and didn't know where they were being taken or what they'd find when they got there. Maybe they just wanted to escape. How do you tell that story? About copper dreams wrapped in iron chains, about working hard for long hours, from can see to can't, for free. about picking cotton and growing sugar under the burning sun, while blonde-haired boys and girls ate their candy and played tag before school in their woolen breeches and cotton gowns. And no reading allowed. And no reading allowed. About planting corn, about threshing rice, and curing tobacco, and harvesting coffee, and cooking and cleaning and building for free. Why weren't they paid? That's not fair. How do you tell a story about strength and pride and refusing to be broken? And refusing to stop smiling and loving. And each night gathering the children by the fire to hear tales of Moses and trickster rabbits and missing home. And missing home. That's sad. Really, really sad, Miss Simmons. How do you tell that story and not want to weep for the world? A story about mothers fleeing in the wind, wading in the water, conducting freedom, about fathers fighting back, stealing away, chasing liberty, about some being caught by the searing lash of night riders, and others riding the night by the light of the North Star. About little girls waking up in the middle of the night to their tormented mothers pleading, "Don't take my boy from me." About families torn apart, sold like cattle. I don't think I can continue. It's just too painful. I shouldn't have to read this to you. I'm so sorry, children. But don't you tell us to always speak the truth, Miss Simmons, even when it's hard? When I've done something bad, my dad always says, "You can't change the past, but you can do better in the future." Whenever I'm sad, my grandma sings me her favorite poem. We've suffered, been battered, our lives have been scattered, but we're still here. And that's all that's mattered. And that's all that matters. We're still here. How do you tell an American story? About standing up and speaking out. About Sojourn Truth and Robert Smalls. About the Civil War and emancipation. about yesterday's nightmare and the courage to dream a new tomorrow. How do you tell a story this hard to hear? One that hurts and still loves. You do it by being brave enough to lift your voice, by holding history in one hand and clenching hope in the other. There's a note from the author in the back of this book. I wrote this story after a racially charged incident happened in my daughter's 4th grade classroom. They were learning about life in the 13 colonies without discussing the impact and trauma of slavery. During a parent-teacher conference to discuss the matter, my daughter's teacher became defensive, distressed. We realized that her anxiety came from the fear of teaching slavery, which stemmed from the fact that she was never taught how to teach slavery in the classroom. It became apparent that so many schools didn't prepare their students to fully understand the truth about slavery because it's scary and hard. And I believe an American story can help give us a way to speak the truth to children so we can all stop being afraid, so we can start moving closer to our better selves. Thank you for sticking with me today through this very difficult subject, and this beautifully done story called An American Story by Kwame Alexander. It will be on display at the library if you would like to check it out and spend more time with it. Slavery is a very difficult subject to approach, and as the author of our last book pointed out, it's not something that educators and teachers have themselves been taught how to approach that subject with children. So hopefully the library, with videos like this and the materials that we have, we can help facilitate those discussions so that we can all move forward together. Another difficult subject that we hope to have resources for you is the murder of Emmett Till. This is a recent publication called Choosing Brave: How Mamie Till Mobley and Emmett Till Sparked the Civil Rights Movement. This book was authored by Angela Joy, and its illustrations are by Janelle Washington. It goes through a discussion of her time here locally, just outside of Chicago, and discusses some of the things in the civil rights period that we may recognize, things like sit-ins, Rosa Parks. So it's definitely a good jumping off point for parents and educators who would like to discuss the civil rights with children, or for adults who would like to know more. So please check out Choosing Brave, a new publication on how Mamie Till Mobley and Emmett Till sparked the civil rights movement. Again, this is written by Angela Joy and available on display at the library. Here is a book that has been recently published that you will want to check out and spend some time with. Just from the cover, you can see that all of the illustrations have many, many details depicting, yes, slavery, but a lot of examples of more modern history of Black Americans. This book is Standing in the Need of Prayer. It's a modern retelling of the classic spiritual. This one was written by Carol Boston Weatherford and illustrated by Frank Morrison. I'm not going to sing this book to you. It is meant to be sung. Please go ahead and check out Standing in the Need of Prayer. There are several recordings of it online. And then once you do check that out, you can go ahead and read along this retelling. It is all set in the tune of the spiritual and depicts many, many things throughout African American history and present day. There are references in the back. Slavery, Nat Turner, the American Civil War, Emancipation Proclamation, and then it goes into a little bit more modern history, the Great Migration, Tuskegee Airmen, Ruby Bridges, Martin Luther King Jr., and then moves to more modern times, FloJo, and the Black Lives Matter movement. Extremely beautiful illustrations, so many details. Please check out this book from the library. You will not be disappointed. Another new picture book worth noting. This is We Are Here. And you may notice these illustrations this team has done in the past. It's All Because You Matter. The author of this is Tammy Charles, and the illustrator is a Caldecott honoree who has won the Coretta Scott King Award several times. This is Brian Collier. This one is We Are Here. It goes through some more historical references. Yes, Martin Luther King Jr. does make an appearance. It begins, however, not with Martin Luther King Jr., but we turned numbers to seasons and patterns, tracked moons in outer space. From brick and grit, we built this place. Big hands, small hands, powerful in every way. It makes reference to the contributions to the space program. Brings us up to more modern day with George Floyd. Amazing illustrations. It talks about African American fashion, as well as the foods that we eat that have African influence. It does show some of our modern COVID protocols in schools, but it's just an amazingly illustrated story, and the words are very touching, worth checking out. Again, you would not be disappointed in either this title, We Are Here, the most recent title, or the previous title by this duo, All Because You Matter. The library owns both titles, and they will be on display at the library. The final book that I'd like to showcase for you today, and again, these are not anyway the only books that have been recently published. They're just the ones that I think are particularly excellent. If you'd like more, please come see me at the library. I'm happy to share all of my favorites with you. This one is set in modern day, and it is called The Talk. This one is written by Alicia D. Williams, and the illustrator is Brianna Mukadiri Uchendu. The Talk. Hi, I'm Jay. These are my friends Jamal, Ebony, and Bryant. Most Saturdays, we race down our brick and Most Saturdays, we race down our block and back like track stars. See my high tops? They help me run super duper fast. We lose track of who wins the most, but I think I'm the fastest. This is my grandpa. He cheers us on. When we stop to rest, he tells us stories about Olympic heroes like John Carlos, Wilma Rudolph, and Jesse Owens. See this wall? Here, Mom measures my height. She makes one teensy tiny mark. Sheesh, not even an inch. I'm never gonna grow. Look at my cheeks. Nana says they're chubby. She squeezes them every chance she gets. I whine and groan. I don't like it. But shh, really, I do. Want to see my wallet? I've got my favorite superhero on it, see? I'm strong like him too. When I grow up, I'm going to have huge muscles. I saved a whole $5 too. I earned it by doing chores. Mom says I'm a good bed maker-upper. And when Mom takes me to the store, I buy whatever I want. Oh, this is our car. Daddy lets me sit behind the wheel. He says, one day, this'll be yours. I pretend to drive. Vroom, I can't wait. I ask Mom to measure me at the wall again, and she says, boy, you've grown. I say, but my feet still don't reach the gas pedals. You like my jacket? It has a wolf on the back. See? The hood is soft too. It blocks the wind from howling in my ears. Oh! Now look at our wall, 2 whole inches. I say, no one can call me shrimp anymore. Mom looks sad. She says, they won't see you as a young boy anymore either. I tell her I'll always be her little man. Remember my friends? Bryant says we're best friends for life. Jamal says, yeah, forever, like infinity. Ebony says we're tighter than the lid of a pickle jar. We are. We skateboard up the street and back. Then we debate whose flips are the best. There's my storytelling grandpa, watching us laugh and goof around as usual. But today, instead of telling us a story, Grandpa does something strange. He warns us not to crowd in groups of 4 or more. Grandpa says, I believe y'all could be the next Thurgood Marshall, Elijah McCoy, and Bessie Coleman. But some folks might think you're the next troublemaker. We don't understand. We're only hanging out. But Grandpa says that don't matter. See my face? Nana says the chub in my cheeks is flattened out. Nothing to squeeze. I say, I'm still cute. She says, baby, I wish everybody would always see you as the cutie you are. Nana plants kisses on my forehead. I sigh and moan and act as if I'm too old for that. Shh, I'm not too old. Guess what? Dad got me a new wallet. He says it's 'cause I'm turning into a responsible young man. It's almost like his. See? He says it holds money I earned from raking leaves. I'm good at it too. And because Mom's wall marking can't keep up with how fast I'm growing, she takes me to the mall for a new hoodie. Before we go in, she lowers her voice and warns, no playing, no loud talking, and don't put your hands in your pockets unless you're in an open space. What did I do wrong? Our new car is black. It's slicker than the old one. Dad drives. I picture my toes pushing the gas as we glide down the road. He tells me to listen up. Listen up means pay attention. Son, if you are stopped by the police, keep your hands on the steering wheel or on the dashboard and be very, very calm. Dad doesn't need to worry. I'll be the safest driver ever. Check out my new hoodie. It has Dad's college name right on the front, see? My hoodie makes me feel safe. I plug earbuds into my ears, cover my head, and nod to the beat. Open the door to meet my friends and... Son, hold on. Wait a second. This is our living room. Here's the sofa and the chairs that Nana, Grandpa, Mom, Dad, and I sit on. They say, Jay, it's time we had a talk. These are the arms that hug me close. The family that reassures me that I've done nothing wrong and no, I'm not to blame. The eyes that say I'm the best of their hearts. The joy in their smiles and their brave, beautiful child. This is me and my friends. We want to hang and run, joke and laugh, race and soar, skate and flip, be chill and wild. And just be us. Another beautiful book, well done on a very difficult topic. Again, if you'd like to have more resources, please stop by the library. We're always happy to help. And please join us in learning more and celebrating Black History Month. We hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.